Hey guys, welcome back to James King. Today I want to talk about Biden's first week in office. You'll notice I am in the tiny house. I will do a walkthrough video, so subscribe for that. We got some stuff. We got economic relief. We got COVID-19. We got climate change. We got student debt relief. We got immigration. So I just want to broadly go into that real quick. Immigration, the Deferred Action Childhood Protection Program. It's an Obama-era program. I think I'm saying that right. He's done that. That was already in place, but he strengthened it. He's also put a moratorium, a 100-day moratorium on deportations for a certain set of people who were at risk back from November. He has ended construction on the border wall, and he has also ended the so-called Muslim ban. The president does have pretty broad powers in terms of immigration, so those things are probably permanently dead. But in terms of economic relief, you're looking at that $1.9 trillion plan that has been proposed, a stimulus of sorts. It does include $1,400 payments to all citizens who meet those qualifications, presumably the same qualifications as the first two payments. Biden did promise $2,000 kind of before and after the $600 payments when he was campaigning in Georgia. So we'll see as to what happens with that. There's some back and forth, but in all likelihood, it will be $1,400, preferably before the impeachment trial begins. But there's also been some back and forth on what they're going to do with that. They've also proposed $15 minimum wage, and on the economic side, but now there's some chatter coming about it being staged out until 2025. But keep in mind, it's been over a decade since the end of the last proposal that did that. So, whether or not that makes sense, and whether or not $15 for the whole country makes sense. I'm in Alabama, $10 might make sense in Alabama, $11, but it might not make sense in New York. So maybe more of a progressive system, progressive in the sense that it changes per state, might work better, but that's not up to me. So that's immigration. That is what he's done in terms of the economic plan. He also has done some climate change stuff. So immediately, I think day one, he rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement, which puts us back into that. It's voluntary, but what it says is the United States is committed to reaching certain goals in terms of carbon output and renewable energy. So I believe it's by like 2030 or 2050, but it is voluntary, but it is good to be back in it, and cooperation with the world is something that from the outside in has seemed like we haven't been willing to do for the past couple of years. Now, in terms of student debt relief, student loan relief, he did promise like a $10,000 reduction or something, but that hasn't been done yet. But he did put a moratorium on payments and interest until November, September, something like that. So you don't have to make payments until then, but if you choose to not make payments, you will not then have interest. So hopefully that's a good thing. That's going to affect a lot of working people. So hopefully you're looking at $300, $400, $500, reduction in bills for those people for a certain period of time. Okay. COVID-19, he has promised 100 million vaccinations in the first 100 days as one of his 100-day promises. That being said, it's not all that impressive. I mean, he has authorized the Defense Production Act, so that should be super helpful for PPE for our frontline workers. But that the number of vaccinations was probably what was going to happen anyway. Just keeping it real, but we do need to fight this fight, so I'm all on board with it. COVID-19 obviously is a touchy subject, and you guys need to stay safe and stay indoors and watch YouTube videos like this one and subscribe because it's free and you love YouTube videos. But obviously it's a touchy subject, and there are some things that are going to be happening policy-wise. Like one of the things he did was institute a on federal property and some public transport, you will have to wear a mask. It's a mandate, not a recommendation. Obviously, that only affects. Got some wood pieces here. Only affects federal land. So, We'll see about that. Some people have falsely reported that as like a nationwide mask mandate. Not many of us spend time on federal land, so no, it isn't. And he said he wasn't going to do that, so don't believe that if someone says it. Trust me, I will do a video instantly if there is a national mask mandate. But it is good to control the things that you can control. Arguably, it wouldn't even work if you tried. A lot of these states are fiercely independent in the way that they handle government policy. But we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to make some more videos following up on what Biden is doing because it's super interesting and I like to know what's happening. If you like to know what's happening, like, share, and subscribe. Those are free ways to support the channel. Thanks, guys.